The self-compassion tip of the day is to stay a student. How I wrote it in the book, Presence and Potential, marthacreek.com to check it out, is be willing to learn. Stay growth-minded. I've written so many talks and presentations around this, and the psychological data reports that about 80% of the population has a fixed mindset. Some would call it a closed mindset. So that would not be in my well-being. I'm a lifelong student. I've been a student since my earliest memories, wanting to learn, studying, trying something new. My mother was a living example of this. She was still learning right up until her last days, enrolling in something and trying something new. So to stay a student, to be willing to learn, to be willing to learn from nature, to be willing to learn from a course, from a program, to be willing to learn from a conversation. So instead of someone said this week, they have to be the smartest one in the room, or what's worse, they think they're the smartest one in the room. They're the last to know that ain't so. And to come across as inform me. Our superpower is curiosity. I've spoken about it many times. And to say, what could I learn here? What could I learn about myself here? What could I learn about emotional dynamics? What could I learn about psychology and the way this is affecting another person? What could I learn about how I could be more effective? What could I learn about where this stress is coming from in me? What could I learn about what would be an easier route here for me? How could I bring some ease to myself? So, who would you be if you were willing to learn? If you were willing to say, I'm a student here, inform me. Let me be curious. If you haven't watched Ted Lasso, you might do that. It's on Apple TV. And look up, it's probably on YouTube. Look up the segment on curiosity, where he was shooting darts, and the power of curiosity. To stay a student. I'm hearing myself. I'm very glad about that. That's a self-compassion act for me to hear what I'm saying and to offer it up here. I am willing to be a student again and again and again.